Learn how to create, sustain, and scale up your print-on-demand business with the latest tips, guides, and strategies to help you start selling and making money today. Welcome to the Sales on Demand Show. And here's your host, Adam Schneider.
Hi, folks. Welcome back to the Sales on Demand Show. I'm Adam Schneider, your host. SalesOnDemandShow.com, Facebook page, everything's there. Check it out. Spotify. So today, this is episode 35, and I'm going to be talking about something that's very, I want to call it important to me, but it's just something that's gotten under my skin. I've been seeing it all over the place, and I need to hit this head on. And I encourage you to share this episode with anybody that you know to help them get the straight skinny on multi-level marketing. That's right, I'm hitting this one. All right, so let's get right into it. I'm going to dispense with my usual introduction out of respect for anybody that has started listening to this episode because you want to know how to talk to people about multi-level marketing. That almost sounds like a religious thing. And in a way, multi-level marketing is almost like a religious faith. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So first of all, who am I? My name's Adam Schneider. I'm a six-figure seller of print-on-demand products on Amazon and Etsy. This podcast has over 300 downloads per episode. Been running for well over almost 9 months now. 35 episodes, and it's doing really well. I have a lot of experience with selling. I've been selling for 3 years. I'm continuing to learn new things every day. I get lots and lots of messages from people. You too can send me a message. I may not get to your message right away. It's getting a little bit busier as time goes on, but I promise you that I will eventually get to your message. Although past November, it may not be possible for me to do that. So I'm making this episode because I have a lot of friends and people that I care about that are engaging with these multi-level marketing companies. And my family and myself, I've been engaged with these companies. And there are people that I care about, that I love, and that I really want to see success for my friends and my family. And when I see them signing up for these companies, I'm concerned about this because these companies are crap. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat. If you came here expecting me to say, well, some of them are good, some of them are bad, well, you're not going to hear that from me because factually speaking, all of them are crap. Not the products themselves. I mean, the products are here, there, whatever. But the actual methodology, multi-level marketing is the biggest, bogus, it's just the worst way to try and make money. So let's get into this. First of all, what is a multi-level marketing company? So I'm going to sum it up for you real nicely. Any company that has levels of commission and asks you to recruit other people. Where any company that says that here's our product, if you sign up people underneath you'll earn more money. That's a multi-level marketing company. So some other words for this are network marketing, direct sales, and of course, the pyramid scheme. So I don't use the word pyramid scheme because a pyramid scheme is actually something different. A pyramid scheme is where you're not selling a product, but you convince people to buy into some kind of thing with the hope that they'll make money eventually. And a pyramid scheme requires people at the bottom to be constantly joining in order for the people at the top to get paid. And of course, Bernie Madoff, the famous Bernie Madoff, he had an actual pyramid scheme going where he was promising people like a 13% rate of return on this investment thing. So basically, he just kept signing up people, and they kept sending him money, and the people at the top were getting paid, but nobody else was going to get paid. So a pyramid scheme is not what I'm talking about. This is a multi-level marketing company. These are all actual companies. Examples are Primerica, Arbonne, Monat, Roads and Fields, a whole bunch of lash and makeup companies, Pampered Chef, Amway, Mary Kay, Color Street. The list goes on. There's probably 500 different companies. Oh, Ambit. This is actually a very old way of running a business, and it's extremely popular among women. Now, if you guys are at all paying attention to the timbre of my voice, you will probably detect that I am not a woman. You are correct about that. You're not misgendering me to say that I'm a man. However, it's not just women that get involved in this these days, although the vast majority of people that do get involved with multi-level marketing are women. So if the fact that I'm a man tells you that I'm wrong about this, well, I don't know what to tell you. You may need help in your life if you can't listen to advice from somebody regardless of their gender. All right. So what is a multi-level marketing company? What is it not? Okay. So I'm going to tell you I've told you what it is. Any company that has levels of commission and asks you to recruit other people in order to earn more money, where the actions that earn you the most money are not selling products, but recruiting other people. That's multi-level marketing. A multi-level marketing is not a business, okay? It's not a business. It's not your business. You are not the CEO. You are not the boss. You cannot sell your business, right? The hallmark of a real business is that, banks will lend you money. Well, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But the hallmark of a real business is that you can sell the business. So I am building a business that is a corporation. I own all of the corporation. I am the sole shareholder. I can sell the corporation. The corporation has its own bank account. It has its own bylaws. It has its own structure. It is mine, 100% mine. Nobody can tell me what to do. I am not a representative. I am the owner. I don't call myself the chief executive officer because I don't care about titles. I care about profit. So when you sign up with a multi-level marketing company, your relationship with them is that you are a representative of their brand. In many ways, you're a salesperson. Now, I don't want to make you think that being a salesperson is a bad job. There are people out there who are salespeople. When you go into, an automobile lot and you're like, hey, I like this Mustang. Well, someone's going to walk over and start talking to you about the Mustang, and it's going to be a salesperson. And that person is representing, Chevrolet company, and they're going to try and sell you this Mustang. I mean, if you can afford it. Now, maybe you buying that Mustang is a bad idea, but someone that, that salesperson is representing the company, and that is a real job, and those people make actual money doing this because they are not working for a multi-level marketing corporation, okay? So here's the thing, and I want to emphasize, this is not a business. You're not building a business when you sign up with a multi-level marketing company. It's not a business because you don't set the compensation, you don't make the terms, you don't get to dictate what the fees are, the product is, the logo, the ingredients in the product, and you have absolutely zero control, and you have zero or very few rights. The company can terminate your relationship with them at any time. They can also basically decide not to pay you what they owe you. And there's really nothing that you can do about it. The legal relationship that you have with these multi-level marketing companies gives them all of the power. They decide what the levels of compensation are. They decide, who gets what percentage of the thing. They're giving you all of this marketing material, and all the time they're feeding you these lines and these things and these coaching points, and they're trying to make you feel like you have the power when really, legally, you do not. Okay? I want to emphasize to you, your legal relationship with these companies is that you are barely a representative at the best. You have no shares in the company. You cannot sell anything that isn't their product. You cannot misrepresent their product. You have to abide by their standards. You're selling their product with their logos. It's all theirs. They structured this. And they structured it so that they would make money, right? Now it's a very popular thing to do for a company to get into this multi-level marketing thing, because there is so much money in it for them, okay? There's lots of money in multi-level marketing. Primerica makes lots of money. Arbonne makes billions. Mary Kay makes billions. What they aren't doing is they're not paying out billions in commissions, okay? And they're also selling a lot of products, but most of the products that they're selling are going to the representatives themselves and not to customers who are just coming off the street. So now that we've established that this is not a business, and again, I have to emphasize, the definition of a business is that you have the control over it. You can sell it. You can change the logo. You can change the product. You can add a product. You can change the ingredients. You can find a different supplier. That's a business, okay? So when you open a restaurant and you're like, well, I'm going to sell milkshakes here out of this business. Well, you decide what ingredients are going into the milkshakes. You don't, sign up with this milkshake company where they come and deliver milkshakes to you. I mean, I suppose you could, but you could also decide not to sell their milkshakes, and you could say, well, I want to sell a different kind of milkshake. That's a business that you have control over. So the last thing that an MLM is not is that it is not illegal. And you will have the companies that run these MLMs, they will emphasize this to you. They're like, it's not a pyramid scheme. Pyramid schemes are illegal. This is not illegal. That's true. But listen, it's also not illegal for you to go and buy a Mustang. Okay? You can walk into any car dealership and somebody will sit down at the computer with you and they'll type a bunch of numbers into the computer and be like, well, you can afford a payment of $380 a month. So you can buy this Mustang if you do a 10-year payment plan. Just because something isn't illegal doesn't mean it's smart to do. Going and buying a Mustang is not illegal, but that doesn't mean it's a good idea to do it. Okay? So the whole purpose of starting a business is to make money, right? The whole purpose of getting into anything where you're selling or buying or working, you're spending your time trying to earn money. You want to see actual profits, okay? You want to see profits. I love profits. Profits are good. I am not afraid of profit. I'm not afraid of capitalism. I got a lot of friends who are like, oh, I hate capitalism. I'm like, fine. You go ahead and hate capitalism. I'm going to like it. I hate deception. I hate people lying to me, but I do not hate selling products to people. And I sell a lot of products to people. And I do it without talking to them at all. So here's a question. Why should you avoid multi-level marketing? Well, for this, I'm going to refer to an article that I read from a website called The Balance SMB, The Balance Small Business. I just kind of found this randomly. I was searching for multi-level marketing success rates. And I'm going to put a link to this in the show notes so you can go and read it for yourself. So this is actually an interesting website. You could tell that the people who are writing these articles have mixed feelings about multi-level marketing companies. All right, so let's get right down to the brass tacks. Okay, so a guy named John M. Taylor, PhD, has conducted comprehensive research and analysis of the compensation plans. I'm reading from this article. Compensation plans of over 400 various MLM companies, and he presented his findings in an ebook, The Case for and Against Multi-Level Marketing. This was posted on the FTC website, okay? So the Federal Trade Commission website has this on it. I'm going to see if I can find a link to that too, because I think that's pretty interesting. But here are some stats about MLM companies and the people who represent them. Okay, so in the first year of operation, a minimum of 50% of representatives drop out. After 5 years of operation, a minimum of 90% of representatives have left the company. And by year 10, 95% have dropped out, leaving only the ones at the very top. So the ones who are making the best commissions, those people are staying there. And why wouldn't they? I mean, those people are making bank. But the problem with this is that you've constantly got to be recruiting new people into these things, right? So I got involved with Primerica, and I'm going to share my story here. Pretend this is an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, and I'm going to share my personal story here with Primerica. So long ago, in the early 2000s, I was a young man. I was in the Army. I wanted to be a police officer, but I also wanted to make some money. So somehow, a couple of people knew a couple other people who were involved with a company called Primerica. Now, Primerica is a financial multi-level marketing company, and they sell insurance. They do loans. They do all sorts of little financial things. All of these things are legitimate products that you can buy from any bank, right? So the model of Primerica is that you take a bunch of courses because you actually have to be legally qualified to sell these things. You cannot sell insurance. You cannot offer people like loan things unless you are actually certified with these certifications. There's legal requirements here in Canada. So I was like going to take these courses and become certified to offer these products. Now, the problem is that they don't put you in an office and run ads on TV and be like, hey, come down to our office at Primerica. Well, I think they had an office too, but that's not how it was going to work with me. What I was supposed to do was I was supposed to talk to friends and family and then friends of friends and be like, hey, listen, come talk to me and I'm going to do a financial needs assessment on you. So I would sit down and I would take their personal information, which is fine because if you go to a bank, they're going to take your personal information. So I was basically a freelance banking representative, or at least I was going to be. And I would sit down with people and I would take the numbers and I'd crunch the numbers in whatever program they were using. And it would be like, okay, you could qualify for this loan. You should get this much insurance. Now, again, this is a real product that banks offer today. The problem is that I am trying to get personal friends to sign up for this. So I looked at this and I was like, you know what? I'm not the kind of person that wants to go around and try to get people to buy things, especially people that I know. And this is the real problem with multi-level marketing companies, is that their only business model, the only way for you to be successful is to sign up your friends and your friends of friends. Okay? Now, these companies, they like to say that there is no limit to the amount of money that you can make. Theoretically, that's true. But in practice, That is absolutely not true. Because unless you are friends with every single person on planet Earth, there is a limit to the number of friends that you can sell to. And believe me, my inbox on Messenger is filled with messages from people who are like, hey, would you like to try a sample of my keto coffee? Hey, would you like to try this Epicure? Hey, I'm a Beachbody coach. Do you want to sign up for my coaching plan? Now, again, all of these things, they're actual products. But listen, no, I do not want to buy something from you. If I want fitness coaching, I will go and I will find a coach. And I will sign up as a coach or to be coached by somebody. I don't need that right now. If I want to lose weight, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to get on the treadmill and I'm going to, run 3 kilometers. Okay? I'm not going to drink your clumpy, disgusting coffee. If I want to sign up for a loan, I'm going to go to my local bank and I'm going to be like, hey, or an insurance plan, because I don't do loans anymore. If I want to sign up for term life insurance, I'm going to go to my bank and be like, show me the prices for term life insurance for this much money. And then I'm going to go get a quote from another bank and then another bank. And I'm going to get 7 different quotes and I'll pick the one that's the lowest cost with the best terms. Okay? That's how I'm going to pick my products. I'm not going to, respond to somebody who comes to me and says, hey, listen, you should get term life insurance. Let me sign you up. I'm like, no, I'm good, man. And that's the problem, is that these companies expect you to sell to your friends and family. The average person might know maybe like 70 or 80 people, and maybe, probably 80% of those people are people that you don't know very well. So this is what ends up happening, is that you go and you find people that you may have known once in a lifetime, and you're expected to rekindle your relationship with them with the express purpose of either recruiting them to be on your selling team, which is your downline, or selling to them directly. And most people find this to be absolutely distasteful. If somebody hit me up, an old high school friend of mine, and was like, hey man, how you been? I just saw you were on Facebook and I thought I'd drop a line. I'd be like, sweet. Oh, by the way, do you want to try my keto coffee? Tell you what, you can take your keto coffee, roll it up in a ball, and stick it up your you-know-what. Because what a absolutely scummy thing to do, to pretend that you care about someone's life when all you want to do is sell them something. And that is the story of multi-level marketing, is trying to hit up your friends and family to sell something or recruit them. And that sucks. Just imagine. That's why I say that this kind of selling is very much like a religion. In fact, it's worse than a religion, because the promises are so over the top. They're like, you can build a 6-figure-a-year business doing this. They're like, you can make as much money as you want. I am working on my dreams, my hopes, and they throw all of this religious-sounding, stuff at you. If you see the Instagram page or the Facebook page of someone who's involved in these things, you'll see that they are just trying their best to keep themselves motivated with all of these hashtags, all of these motivational quotes, and really, it turns into kind of a religion, into kind of a cult, really, because nowhere else in the world do you have to motivate yourself to keep going. Like, I have a job that I earn money at. I show up at my job, I do my job. I go home at night, and they send me a paycheck. It's weird how that works, right? I also have a business. My business basically runs without even me touching it. I simply restock the products when they run out. I add new products that I think might sell, and that's it. I have a podcast. My podcast is me sitting here talking into the bottom of my phone and then, posting that on the internet. Millions and millions of people around the world can tune into the podcast. They can buy my products on Amazon and Etsy. I don't have to talk to any of those people individually. I don't have to recruit anybody. And I don't make a commission from selling what I design. All right, so let's go on with this. Let's go on with this article here. So I already told you that 50% of representatives drop out after a year. After 5 years, 90% drop out. And by year 10, almost everybody's dropped out. Okay? So the traditional failure rate for small businesses is different. 44% of small businesses survive at least 4 years. That's actually better than I expected. I've always heard that half of or 2/3 of businesses go out of business in the first year. That's actually not true. 44% of small businesses survive at least 4 years, and 31% survive at least 7 years. So, and 39% of those businesses are profitable over the life of the small business. So it is true that no business can survive forever, but 39% of small businesses are profitable over the life of that small business. So only 64% of small businesses fail in 10 years. Well, I mean, only 64%. But compare that to 95% of multi-level marketing representatives who have dropped out. Okay, so because of this, you can't get a loan for your MLM. You don't get small business funding or any kind of assistance program. So that should tell you right away that what you're doing is not a business. You're simply a representative. You're a salesperson, a commissioned salesperson. Okay, so also, let's move on here. The reason that people love these MLMs is because everybody wants a side business, right? Everybody's looking for a side business. And multi-level marketing is easy to get into. There's a whole network of friends that you become connected with, and it feels like you're part of something real. But the truth is that if you want, friendship and relationships, go to church or go to the gym. Don't join an MLM. If you want to make money, get a job. I had a podcast episode maybe about 10 weeks ago where I went through 10 ways to earn money from home that are not print on demand. So most of the time on this podcast, I talk about making money with print on demand, but there are 10 other ways that I found, just doing a little tiny bit of research, that are actual ways to make money from home that are not multi-level marketing and are not print on demand. So any one of those things is something to look into. Most of these things are very low cost to get into, but the problem with MLMs is that the success rate is just so low, and most of the people who get involved in this lose money. Okay? There are a few people who make some money. Now, this article says, and the funny thing about this article is that it's actually trying to convince me here, and I'm reading this and I was like, what I'm seeing in here for stats sounds terrible, but it's trying to make you think that you could actually make money. So the article says, can you really make the big money? The short answer is yes. However, most people don't. And I'm like, well, no kidding. So imagine that you read an article about curing cancer by punching yourself in the face. And the conclusion of the article is not that punching yourself in the face doesn't cure cancer, but that 1 in 1,000 people manage to somehow punch the cancer away, and you too can cure your cancer if you just punch yourself in the correct way. The truth is that there are better ways to make money than multi-level marketing. Yes, 1 in 1,000 people, literally 1 in 1,000 people make some money multi-level marketing. Okay? How many people achieve that? 0.14%. Okay? A very tiny percentage of people actually make money. The median income for an MLM rep is $2,400 per year. You could make that per month at a part-time job. $2,400 per year is peanuts, literally peanuts. And that's the median income. So they're only counting people who are actually making a profit from their business, air quotes. Okay? So if the median income for people who actually make money is $2,400 per year, you are not going to be one of those people. All right? So let's conclude this. So in conclusion, it says multi-level marketing is a viable home-based business opportunity. Now, this is the hilarious part of this article, is that they actually, like I said, it's almost like an article about punching yourself in the face to cure cancer. MLM is not a viable home-based business opportunity because 99.05%, and I'm reading from the article, lose money. 99.05% of people lose money. Okay? Does that sound viable to you? It says on average, one person in 545 is likely to have profited after subtracting expenses. And 997 out of 1,000 lose money, not including the time invested. Right. Now, the article goes on to say, this sounds dismal. Well, unless you're one of the 1 in 545. Well, no kidding. No kidding. But what about if you are one of the other 544? And furthermore, it says it blames multi-level marketing without considering any of the individuals who joined. No, it's not the multi-level marketing's fault. It's your fault. And this is where people are literally blind to the truth. Okay? The person who wrote this article literally wrote these words on the paper. That it's not multi-level marketing's fault. It's the people who joined. They're just not good enough to make the money. Okay, so this is crap. This is literally garbage. I could set a garbage can on fire and do a better job at this. I cannot believe that anybody still falls for this, and yet hundreds and hundreds of people do. And you know why they do is because they're earnest, they're honest people. Somebody that they trust came to them and said, hey, listen, I got a great opportunity for you. You know, you can make money just from your phone. Okay, so I'm going to read some of the signs and red flags that a business is a multi-level marketing scam. So this is something that you'll find often, is that people will post these multi-level marketing things on job boards, and they'll be like, we are interviewing for representatives, or we are interviewing for a job, and it'll actually be a multi-level marketing company. So I'm going to post that article on here as well. Same website. So you could see that this website doesn't seem to know who's in charge of, different. Oh, it's the same author. Wow. Okay. Well, that's interesting. All right, guys. So I'm going to tell you about the business that I do. So here it is. I have a better way to earn money. A real business. You make the products. That is, you come up with the designs. And you can make 10 products, or you can make 10,000 products. Okay, so right now I have listeners out there who have like 10 products that they've created. Okay, that's a good start. You could maybe sell one of those products. Maybe one of them will sell. But you're much more likely to make a sale when you have closer to like a couple hundred or 1,000 different products. For me, I started making sales when I hit about between 100 and 300 different products. Everything is different though. And the reason is that you are in charge of this, okay? If you start selling print on demand, you are responsible for your own success. And that's scary to do, right? But this is a real business. Right now, if I go and I look on my Amazon seller account, I will see, actually I'll do that right now. I'll go click on my Amazon seller account. So in the last 30 days, I have made $3,000, $3,009.95 in sales. Last year at Christmas, I did $16,000 in sales on Amazon and $11,000 on Etsy. About 30% of that was profit. In fact, I had enough profit that I bought my wife a minivan. So I'm very happy with what I'm doing here. Now, this is a business that I'm scaling. In fact, my sales this year are up 3 times what they were last year. I am doing 3 times more sales than I did last year, and I fully expect that I will be at 3 times the number of sales next year, because this is the kind of thing that you literally can keep growing and growing and growing. Obviously, there are some challenges when you get to higher levels of growth. But, that's what this podcast is for, to talk about those challenges and how to overcome them. So listen, don't fall for these multi-level marketing scams. Subscribe to this podcast, and I'll teach you how to make an actual business. So the way I got started was I signed up with a program called the Low-Hanging System. There will be a link in the description for you too if you want to sign up. I did not create this course, but I am a student. So if you sign up with the Low-Hanging System, you will be a student just like me. It's how I got started. Okay? This is not a company that guarantees success. I'm always honest with people. This success is not guaranteed. But I know a ton of people who are not only selling as well as I am, but are outdoing me, significantly outdoing me. And they also signed up with this Low-Hanging System. It's a good way to learn how to do this. There's no recruitment. There are no levels. When you make a sale on Etsy, Etsy sends you the money. You buy the product and send it to the customer. That's how it works. That's how billions and billions of small businesses around the world actually work. There's nobody comes up with the idea and gives it to you. You have to come up with the idea. But the Low-Hanging System is a way for you to learn how to do that. So, give it a shot. You don't have to sign up with the Low-Hanging System. You can just sit back and listen to all these podcasts that I got. I got 35 episodes now, guys. That's basically almost 20 hours of content. That's a lot of time. That's almost a full day's worth of podcasting that I've sat down and done. And there's more coming. I have so much more to talk about. Next week, I'm going to start talking about Etsy again because I'm getting a ton of questions about it. And I need to sit down and tell you about some of the changes that Etsy has made and how you can work around these changes. So, thanks for listening, guys. That's all for today. Listen next time. Sign up, salesondemandshow.com. Subscribe on iTunes. Leave a review. No reviews yet. I'd love to hear a review. I've had lots of people email me and say, hey, we like this podcast. Well, hey, if you like it, go on iTunes and leave a review. It actually helps me rank higher on iTunes if you leave a review. You don't even have to leave an actual written review. You can just put a rating on there, like 5-star rating. Hint, hint. 5-star rating. It's a good rating. Totally cool. All right. That's it for now, guys. Cheers.